inferencing. You use it all the time and you wouldn't even notice. Inference. So I want you to think of it like you're a detective. You use the clues from the text or the picture, plus your general knowledge. That's the stuff that you already know, everything that's already in your brain. And then you use those two things and then you get to make an inference. As a first example, I'm going to show you a picture of an umbrella. It's a picture of one. So that is our example of our text. I then need to use my general knowledge of when I would use an umbrella. When do we use an umbrella? When it's raining. The text is an umbrella, and my general knowledge is I use an umbrella when it's raining. So I can infer that the text is telling me that the person is about to go into the rain. So they're going to need an umbrella. Inferencing is when we read between the lines. We're using what the author doesn't say to understand what is actually happening in the scenario. So for example, we're going to read the sentence. Isla is standing next to an empty cookie jar and has crumbs on her face. So we're going to use our text clues. So I'm just going to underline some text clues. I'm going to underline empty cookie jar, crumbs, and face. You'll see why. So I'm going to use that information now along with my general knowledge. My general knowledge is the things I already know. So I know that cookies make crumbs. I also know that an empty jar means there's no cookies left. Disaster. Crumbs on her face means that she's eaten something, because you don't usually get crumbs on your face if you haven't eaten something. So what could this mean? Well, what the author hasn't said, Isla's been eating all the cookies. So even though the author didn't write Isla ate all the cookies, we actually can use our inferencing skills to figure out that she really did eat all the cookies, because there's no cookies left in the jar and she has crumbs on her face, so we know we can infer that she ate all the cookies. I like cookies. I wish she shared them with me. Now we're going to do it with another sentence. This sentence is, Teddy played games with his friends, had cake, and then got to open his gifts. The first thing we're looking at is our text clues. With our text clues, I'm going to underline played games, had cake, and gifts. The key words there. So I'm going to use my general knowledge now. I think you know where I'm going with this. Well, I know that when people, they usually do all these things at a certain event. I think you know. So we know that not all people, but people often have cake on their birthdays. On birthdays, people invite friends over for a celebration and they play games. And then people often get gifts on their birthday. Well, what do we think Teddy's doing? I think that Teddy is having his birthday party, don't you? So that's your basic introduction to an inference. It is what the author doesn't say. You are reading between the lines. You are being a reading detective. So it is when we use our text clues plus our general knowledge, and that equals inference.